Hey, this is Mr. Nonsense 50 and I'm just doing my first official deck profile. Now this is my very first one. If you have any tips or if you notice anything funny with the camera or anything, don't hesitate to let me know. I want to adjust it as I go again. Before I start doing the deck profile, I want to talk a little bit about these pins that you're seeing right now. These are pins that I got at my local Walmart. And how these worked was, it was 3 X and Y's with this one, as well as this one. And then with these 3 up here, I got those with 2 flash fires and 1 X and Y. I think I got some pretty good pulls out of it. It actually helped me to make this first deck more than anything. So I'll move these off to the side. Try to be careful with them, obviously. Anyways, my first official deck is a Raichu and Friends deck. The whole deck's emphasis is on Raichu's closed circuit and building up my bench as quick as possible. Just really quick to go over first is the energies. I run only 1 double colorless because I only have 1 in my possession, and I run a dozen psychic energies. So those are all of my energies. It's 13 energies out of the way. Now, for the deck itself, the whole core is built around 3 Pikachus right now. This will go up and go up as I see fit. I'd prefer to have 3 of this Pikachu from X and Y, just because he doesn't take a specific energy, whereas the Thundershock Pikachus do from Furious Fists. And then the stars of the deck, I run 2 Raichus. If I had more, I'd do more. So my preference would be to run a 4 and 4 setup going down, because, you know, he's awesome. Now the cards I'll be loading up my bench with, or stalling out my opponent with, is my 2 Patrats along with my 2 Watchhogs. Now I like this Watchhog from Furious Fists because of the thorough crunch attack. To flip 2 coins for each heads, discard an energy attached to your opponent's active Pokemon. So I do damage, and then I basically get 2 crushing hammers. So he's gonna be like one of the last ones I ever take out of this deck. And then I run 2 Eevees and 2 Espions. These are all from the same plasma set. Anyways, the whole reason that I even run Espion is the Psy Alert attack. Draw cards until you have 6 in your hand, and then I still do 20 damage. That's okay. It's not preferable, but if I'm having a hard time drawing into stuff, obviously this is not a bad thing to have. This is going to get replaced, hopefully, with 2 Trubbish, 2 Garbodor. Eventually, not immediate. I run 2 Yamasks and 2 Kefregaguses. I love this card just because of the crazy slap attack, where I flip 4 coins and I can do up to 160 damage, 40 damage per each heads. I like the attack Crazy Slap and the art. It reminds me a little bit of Nico Robin from One Piece, which is one of my favorite animes, hands down. Anyways, it says that. And then I run, as far as EX Pokemon, I only have this Toxicroak that I'm willing to run in the deck, just because he does require Psychic Energy, and he'll do 80 damage not affected by resistance. And the poison I like a lot. So for a double colorless, I can trip poison, do 30 damage between turns, and do 60 damage before my turn comes if they don't full heal or something of the like. I only have 3 tech cards in this deck right now. That's Chatot, Druddigon, and Tornadus. Chatot I use specifically for the misinformation. If they're only running 1 Pokemon tool, I'd like to be able to just pitch it off with misinformation. And it's only 1 energy, so it's not a huge deal to me. I run a Revenge Druddigon, just because I can do 90 damage, and it sort of keeps my opponent on their toes. They basically have to get rid of him before they can go after my active Pokemon. Otherwise, I'm going to do quite a bit of damage next turn. And then I run this Tornadus with Twister Throw. Sorry, my camera's doing the fun stuff that it does. Twister Throw, how it works. I'll just push it in a little bit more. Maybe that'll work. No way. You're a jerk. Oh, now it works. That's typical. Stop. Why does this one have to be the one? Anyways, Twister Throw. If you have the same number of cards in your hand as your opponent, this attack does 60 more damage. So I can do up to 120 damage. This is from Furious Fist, by the way. I recommend getting it if you're planning on running the Battle Reporter in your deck. You'll see why once I get to that card if you've never heard of the Battle Reporter. As far as item cards go, I run 4 roller skates. That'll change once I get more bicycles. I run triple Ultra Balls. 1 Professor's Letter at the moment. That'll change once I find another one. I run 2 Energy Search. 3 Energy Retrieval. Just because I find myself discarding my Psychic Energy more at the for the costs of my Ultra Balls. So I can just bring them right back to my hand like it never happened. I run 2 Pal Pads because I don't have a ton of supporters. So what I tend to do is put them back in my deck just so I can recycle them really quick. I run 1 Starling Megaphone. If I had 2, I probably wouldn't run my Chatot as much because it wouldn't really be necessary. Running 2 of these is good enough. And then Scoop Up Cyclone, just so that if my Raichu that's active has taken quite a bit of damage, I can just scoop it up, have 1 on the bench, and then just play another Pikachu out, or evolve one that's already on the bench into a Raichu. And then I got me a fresh Raichu, and they didn't take a prize, so I like that. And then finally, my supporter cards. I don't have any tools yet that I can really run, so I don't have tools in the deck at all. I run 1 Cassius for the same reason as Scoop Up Cyclone, except Cassius puts it back in the deck. I run 2 Pokemon Fan Clubs. Now, I'm quite proud of the full art, obviously. This is the overall engine that I use to get my basics out when I want to push for a lot of damage right away. I search for 2 basic Pokemon, put them on my bench, and shuffle my deck after. Pokemon Center Lady, if I've taken less than 60 damage, or they've paralyzed me or something, just so I can get my Raichu back to attacking. And Battle Reporter. This card is the one that I'm running with my Tornadus, which is draw cards until you have the same number of cards in your hand as your opponent, which works quite well with the Twister Throw. If you have the same number of cards in your hand as your opponent, this attack does 60 more damage. So at the very beginning of a game, if I have N and neither of us have taken prizes, and I can load this thing up quick enough, I'm doing 120 damage a turn. That's pretty hard to come back from for an early game. You'd have to do some really good late game stuff. Last 2 cards. I run 1 Colress and 1 Professor Sycamore. Again, this is just due to access. This is not my final list. If anything, I'd probably run at least 2 or 3 of these. Probably run 2 or 3 of these, and I'd probably even run 2 or 3 ends because it is actually a really good card. So, that is my deck list of the entire Raichu deck. Now I have 2 more decks that I want to make before the end of this year, hopefully. I want to make some form of a fire deck. The one that I'm leaning towards right now is a form of Heatran Plasma EX. I like the card. The other deck is a Hawlucha EX / Machamp deck. Specifically the one from Furious Fists. I love his effect to boost all fighting attacks by 20. You couple that with a Fighting Stadium, Hawlucha's Moonstomp. Like, I could have a lot of fun. I could go on and on about that combo. I've been doing so much math on it. Anyways, that's deck profile number 1, officially. Raichu and friends, tell me what you think. If there's any cards you think I should add, let me know. I'm more than open to suggestions. If there's cards you think I should definitely take out, same deal. If you like this video, don't hesitate to let me know. You can put your comments down below. As well as that, I guess it's just sort of a farewell. My name's Mr. Nonsense 50. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Till next time.